Can you smell that? Can you smell the salt air and the rust on your door? Because it's August, baby. But today we are focusing on our July favorites. So we're backtracking a bit and talking about everything and anything that made my July a better month. This past month was quite chaotic with Mercury retrograde in action, but it was also amazing. I had my family summer vacation, which we haven't had in a while. So it was, more of that to come later in the video, but it was a fun month. And I was able to acquire some new summer staples, some new summer favorites, if you will. Sometimes summer months don't necessarily feel like summer months, especially as you grow older and you have to work. But this month for me was very much summer, and I want to talk about everything that made it great. So if you're new here, hi, welcome to my favorites videos. I like to focus on things that enhance my month, so it can be products, media that I consume, experiences that I have. I don't want to focus solely on products and like sell you guys things. This is more like a digital diary of everything that has made each of my months of 2026 great. So slightly different from what you might be used to watching on YouTube, but still fun nonetheless. So if you're curious and you want to know what made my July a great month, and just keep on watching, let's talk July favorites. I want to start off with beauty. As always, beauty is my favorite topic, but I do want to say in July there was a bit of a lack of favorite beauty products simply because it was so hot outside, so stinking hot. I was at the beach, I was in Texas, it was sweaty, sweaty, sweaty. So I went sans makeup for most of the month. I didn't really reach for a lot of my products, but I still have a few beauty products to talk about because, beauty is more than just makeup. So let's start with a skincare product that I have. I don't know about you, when I'm outside and I'm in the sun and I'm sweating and I'm piling on all the sunscreen to protect my skin. Ooh, my skin does not love that. It does not look great. I have a lot of dead skin cells, a lot of clogged pores, and my skin somehow, even though I'm oily and I'm sweating, gets dehydrated so quickly because of the sun, because of the water, skin suffers in the summer, at least my skin does. And that is where this Bioma mask comes in. This is the Bio Collagen Radiance Facial Mask with Triceramide Complex plus Biocollagen plus Astan, I don't know, plus Sika. This is basically a collagen peel-off mask that hydrates and firms up your skin. It's not like one of those sheet masks, but you actually apply this, even layer all over. You wait for like 20 to 30 minutes for it to completely dry down, and then you peel it off. It's very fun. I believe Medicube has one of these as well, but this one is more jelly. If you go back in time, and if you've loved beauty for a long time, Dr. Jart used to have those like shaky masks where you put everything in a little cup and you mixed it and then you put it on and it was like a jelly mask. This is kind of the vibes that this gives, but this actually dries completely clear on your skin and then you peel it off. Very satisfying, but it's also very effective. This claims to give you glass skin, and it delivers. It completely delivers. Like, sometimes I take this off and I don't know if I've taken it off completely because my skin is glowing and it looks like I would still have the little film of product, but I don't anymore. So it just makes your skin look gorgeous. It also deeply, deeply hydrates it. So I used it a bunch this month because my skin definitely needed it. It is a drugstore product. I think it's less than $20. I've used it quite a bit and I still have some. It's actually a little messy, so I'm not gonna open it, but I still have maybe 5 or 6 applications left. Obviously it depends on how much you apply each time, but I think it's a great product. Bang for your buck. Really saved my skin this summer. Kind of gives me Biodance collagen mask vibes without needing to wait for 4 hours. It's also, I believe, less expensive than those. I love those. They're different. They're a sheet mask, but they kind of do the same thing, and I think this leaves my skin feeling and looking better. So found a new favorite. I used to love the Medicube one. I still have that one, but this one's better and I think it's less expensive. Oopsie. Now for my girlies with thick thighs, this next favorite is for you. If you have thick thighs, we suffer in the summer. The chafing going on is not comfortable. All we want to do is like wear flowy clothes and dresses and be as fresh as possible. And sometimes that is not possible because our thighs rub together, and that creates such an incredibly uncomfortable sensation. But I will say Megababe has been my best friend for years, especially during the summer. But whenever I want to wear a dress or skirt or something where my thighs rub together, Megababe has always been that girl. And this year, a few months ago, they brought out the Megababe Thigh Rescue Gel. So they have the stick, really good. This, even freaking better. So you basically apply this anywhere and everywhere where you chafe. You can even wear it if you are a runner or you do high impact sports and like the chafing goes on, because this is supposed to be a lot more durable than the stick. It dries down, it's like a gel and it dries down, so it is sweat proof. I mean, if you're sweating buckets like me, sometimes you do need to reapply, but it lasts so much longer than the stick. You see, and then it just goes on like this. You barely can even tell it's completely clear. This dries down, it lasts longer, it doesn't get all over your clothes, which I find is very important. The stick sometimes can get a little oily and migrate. This doesn't really migrate because it dries down, so it is just the new and improved version of my favorite Mega Babe product. I was in a lot of places this past month and I saw so many girls at the end of the day walking, like waddling like penguins, and I was like, Mega Babe, Mega Babe. Listen, it's the best. If you haven't tried it, Mega Babe has incredible products, but this is by far their best. If you are a girl who struggles in the summer because your thighs rub together and they chafe, try this. It is literally the best and it saves me every summer. Now let's talk some summer fashion, shall we? I am also, unfortunately in my opinion, a large-chested girly, so summer is hard for me. It's challenging for me to find swimsuits that are nice, that fit me well, that make me feel comfortable, that don't cost an arm and a leg. I think it is easier to find a needle in a haystack than to do that. Okay, I do not think that combo exists, so I decided to just suck it up and invest in a good swimsuit that would fit me well and would make me feel comfortable, even if it was expensive, because I think my comfort, like, yeah, I think my comfort is worth it. So I was getting a lot of ads for Monday swimwear, and I was always like, everything looks gorgeous, but very expensive, until I learned that they have this collection called Small Band Large Cup. Me, I'm a 34E for reference, so double D, E, whatever you want to call it. And they had my size, so it is basically a swimsuit made specifically for girls who have a larger cup, smaller band, hence the name. They do not have a lot of styles. They only have 2 prints and a few different styles, but that was more than enough for me. I got one, and oh my god, the bottoms are nice, you know, they're high-waisted. You could choose any bottoms that you like. I just really liked these and the fit of them, but you can choose literally any bottom, no worries. And then this is the top. It comes in a few different variations. I loved the print, and it comes with basically a string at the back, which makes it so easy for me to just customize how tight I want it and like really form it to my body, because sometimes I have the problem where I'm like, okay, I need like a larger, you know, band or whatever to actually fit my bust, but they always are so big on my back because I don't have a large back. I have a smaller back. So they just completely understood the assignment. I feel comfortable. I feel secure in this. It is obviously underwired, so it's not like the most comfy to be laying on your side and stuff, but it's a swimsuit. It was not made to be the most comfortable thing, but I feel secure. This truly changed my life. I will leave the link down below of the exact style that I got, but it is so pretty. Both of these were $200 for this, and it was completely worth it in my opinion. Completely worth it, because I felt very comfortable. I didn't feel any spillage anywhere. So if you know of any other good brands that cater to larger chests that maybe don't cost an arm and a leg, let me know. But this is what I found, and it worked beautifully for me. Like, the quality is there, so I didn't feel like I was duped by spending $200 on this, and it really helped me. I was frustrated. I was trying bikinis everywhere, but I couldn't find any that fit until I tried this one. So, and then this next favorite is also a win for larger chested girls, because let me paint the picture for you. Everyone and their mother is looking super cute in their like skirts or flowy pants and a little cute tank. All the cool girls are wearing it, and I feel completely left out because I never find a cute tank that I can wear and look cute and put together. I'm always like wearing a bra in my tank and the straps are showing or whatever. Like, it's always a whole production. It can't look effortless until now, because I finally tried the Abercrombie bra-free tanks. I am wearing one today. I have another one in black. And then I bought another style, like the scoop neck, more like ribbed texture in brown. They have a bunch of different styles, and I tried a few styles, didn't love all of them. These spaghetti straps are the best in my opinion, and then the ribbed scoop neck tank, also fantastic. They do have like a little top incorporated into the tank to support. It's not going to be the most, you know, supporting and lifting, obviously, but if you have a bigger chest and you would love to go bra free every once in a while, or if you're not comfortable going completely bra free, these are incredible. I love them. They're so comfortable. They are thick, so there's no see-throughness happening like I'm wearing a white one today. They also come with pads. Now I removed the pads because the pads are slightly smaller than my boobs, and if I'm wearing the pad, you could tell where the pad was and then my boob continued. It wasn't flattering, but for some people it might definitely be flattering to keep, you know, everything protected and keep the nips from showing through. For me, I was like, goodbye pads. I hate the pads because they just, you know, they give me a little extra and it doesn't look as good as it does without the pads. The shape these give, really good. They're obviously not going to be the same as a bra, but for me it's good enough, and I don't ever have to worry about like a bra and tank. These look a little more effortless. They look very cute. They go with everything. I'm so happy. I am so happy I lived in these all of July because I bought them at the end of June and I started wearing them, and I'm like, yeah, everyone needs these. Everyone needs these. They come in a lot of colors, as I said, in a lot of styles. Some of the styles are more like cleavage friendly. Not for me, but maybe for someone else. You have so much to choose from. I think they're also a good price. You know, they're not your Target tanks, but it's the technology, basically. So you're paying for that, and I am happy to pay for that because these have changed my life. They're so comfy, and I feel so confident in them, and I think that's all that matters. As someone who could never leave the house without a bra, without any support, these have come to rock my world, and they have helped me be fresher in the summer months, fresher when it's hot outside and I don't want to have 1,000 different layers of sweaty fabric on my body. You know what I mean? They're great. Maybe I'm the last person to do so, but if you still haven't tried them and you struggle with what I struggle with, I 100% recommend them. Now let's talk about an unconventional favorite. I never thought I would be putting this product in my favorites, but here we are. Even though I love summer, summer does not love me. My body was not made for it, quite literally, because I get motion sickness in moving vehicles, and it's probably the worst in boats. And this past month, I did need to go on a few boat rides, and even though I took my meds, my motion sickness meds, I still, you know, needed a little bit of extra help, and that is where this beautiful pair of sunglasses, they're not sunglasses, they're literally like, I don't know what they are. They're motion sickness glasses. That's where they come in. Wow. Literally saved my ass this summer while I was on multiple boats and car rides. I am not entirely sure what the science behind these is, but I think it has something to do with your in-ear liquid. These little water rings kind of trick your in-ear into thinking you're stable and you're not like moving everywhere. I don't know. Research it, okay? Not the most comfortable, I will say, if you're going on like long car rides or long boat rides. These kind of dig in. Maybe they've changed the style because mine are quite old, but these kind of dig into my nose. But you know what? I will take that pain if it means I will not get seasick. Another thing you must know about me is I also have emetophobia, which is the fear of vomit. So these two things are like my literal worst nightmare, and these really saved my ass. Honestly, like all summer long, I was either in a car or a boat on winding roads. So these really, really, really saved me because I fear motion sickness medicine only takes me so far. I don't know what else to say. If you don't get motion sickness, you will never understand. If you do, get these. Like, yeah, you look silly. Who cares? I'd rather look silly than feel like I'm dying. Motion sickness glasses for the win. Thank you guys for making my July a better month. And then lastly, my one experience favorite this month was my family trip to Croatia and Montenegro. It was so much fun, and I unlocked 2 new countries during this trip because I've been to Europe before, but never to Croatia, never to Montenegro. Actually, my dad's great-grandfather came from Montenegro, so it was really fun going back and learning about the heritage and learning about, you know, the town where they lived. It was cool, and for him, that was like a bucket list item. Now for me, I was so impressed and amazed by the beautiful, like both of these countries are very similar. They have a few differences, but they're both beautiful. Beautiful landscapes, beautiful ocean, beautiful mountains, beautiful everything. It was wow. Definitely different from other European countries, but they still have their like old school charm. Now the food, I will say, was not my favorite. Very local, very fresh, but they don't have a lot locally that is fresh, at least during the summer. So it was okay. I'm a big foodie, so for me that is something that I do contemplate a lot, but it was good. Like it wasn't, nothing blew my socks off, but I didn't starve, you know what I mean? So One thing I will say, their french fries were out of this world, both in Croatia and Montenegro. So weirdly, I don't know if that's a thing, but it became a thing at the table for us. We were always like ordering french fries because they were so good. Another thing to note is that both of these countries are definitely a place where you're going and you're forced to slow down. Sometimes I'm very used to the quick pace, the quick service, quick everything because I live in a city and I'm just fast paced. You need to be prepared to slow down, to savor the moment, to check out the views. Like, it is very much a slower pace. Everyone was very nice, but definitely everything was super slow. It's kind of like island life. You definitely need to be on vacation mode. It is a rock beach, which is not my favorite thing, and I don't like just jumping in the ocean and there are fish and like sea urchins. And if you go to Europe and you're going to the beach, bring water shoes. Something I didn't do, but I'm also not a big like swimmer and stuff. But it was great to just lay and be relaxed, but you also have adventure time. You can go in the ocean, you can snorkel, there are caves, you can do so much. You know, it's not just for one type of person. Everyone in the family can have something to enjoy. So for me, it was so fun. I know at least 10 people that went to Croatia this summer, but if you're doing Croatia, also do Montenegro, because I wouldn't say they're almost the same. They have a lot of similarities, but they're also different. Everyone and their mother went, and I would say it's totally worth it. If you're planning your next Europe trip and you want something different, I would definitely do it. I will say this month it is very hard to pick a top favorite. I know I've been doing that for the past few ones, but I'm looking around and I'm like, I love all of these. They feel very interconnected. They all served their purpose this summer. So if I went for the product that I used the most during the month, because I love all of them, but if just purely by how much I used it, it will be the Mega Babe Thigh Rescue Gel, because I wore it literally almost every day because I was always wearing dresses or skirts or shorts that didn't, cover my thighs all the way. This is the one that I used the most almost every day of the month. But if I could only recommend one favorite, it would totally be this one. So it takes the number one spot of the month. It will change your life. Now, if you had to pick, what was the best part of your July? Was it a meal you had, a product you tried, an experience, something you consumed like media wise? What was your favorite part of July? Let me know in the comments and let's chat about it. As always, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I had a blast talking about these new summer favorites, new summer staples that I discovered in July. And I hope I get to see you right here to check out what new staples I discover next month. Bye! Mwah.